right, so word choice or diction. This is another literary device that is very popular. We're going to be using this in our essay. So here are two examples. Zora Neale Hurston, their eyes were watching God. Then you must tell them that love ain't something like a grindstone. That's the same thing everywhere and do the same thing to everything in touch. Love is like the sea. It's a moving thing, but still in all, it takes its shape from the shore it meets. And it's different with every shore. So this is Janie. This is colloquial, meaning that it's not formal, sort of highfalutin language. It's people people from a broad type of background, could be working class, probably more likely working class. Obviously, it brings us to a time and place, early 1900s in Florida, but also you could tell that this character is not formally educated. However, she's very introspective. She's a powerful woman. She's got a strength. She's got a love is like the sea. It's a moving thing, but still in all, it takes its shape from the shore it meets, and it's different with every shore. So she sort of is, I think, the colloquial nature of the dialogue, which we're seeing here, the word choice, the diction makes this person more relatable, makes this person more everyman and more, the reader is able to connect because it could be anybody, right? And so that's really important. Example two, William Carlos Williams. I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Now, this is very different from Their Eyes Were Watching God, right? This definitely has more of a coldness to it because it's stripped. It's not flowery. Obviously, it's not as colloquial, but look, it's stripped. There's the punctuation. Every four lines is skipped. There's no rhyme or meter. I mean, it's each line is super short. So there is sort of a coldness, even a bit of a resentment, in which you were probably saving for breakfast. It seems like that perhaps it's a lover's monologue. One person is talking. So yeah, in which you were probably saving for breakfast. So there's a who's going to eat the plums if you know that your partner or someone that you love is saving them for breakfast, right? There's obviously something going on underneath with regards to that relationship in terms of resentment and sort of coldness. There's also a feeling. So even beyond that, there potentially could be more feelings where it is a sort of evokes a sense of passive aggressiveness and sort of poking at your partner. And what does that represent? Well, it could represent that there's fraying respect for the relationship, fraying respect for them getting along. And so that's something that you can sort of think about. Different readers might focus on something different that is intriguing about the word choice or the diction. But just sort of think through, what does it mean if you have a regular sentence, periods, and what is the alternative? And how would that make you feel? So how do you feel when you read this? I've eaten the plums that were in the icebox, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Makes me feel like there's something missing with the punctuation, missing with their super short lines. Also, that there is something broken in this relationship. Even though there is a kindness, there is a surface sort of kindness and surface respect because there's that disclosure. You know, I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox. But then when you go through the poem and you dig deeper, how might that make you feel? So you want to put yourself in the shoes of the person that the poetic voice is speaking to, who is unnamed, unreferred to, and then also as the poetic voice, as the speaker. Just think about what's going on here, what's not being said, and how do you feel? It's a little bit jarring, and just also with the relationship, it seems a little bit stark. So there's probably love there. Maybe it's a long relationship, but you can conjecture, obviously. But how does it make you feel? And so that's really, really important. In life, you want to use a lot of logic, but with poetry, a lot of it is logic, but there's also a lot of feelings. Just think through the first example. I connect with that speaker. That love ain't something like a grindstone. That's the same thing everywhere. And do the same thing to everything it touch. There's a wisdom. There's a philosophy. This character is a philosopher, is introspective, is interesting, is thoughtful, is trying to share knowledge for free. And sort of stream of consciousness, colloquial, right? Colloquial because it's slang, ain't and dat and love is like the sea, etc. But it brings you to a sense of place and it connects you, I think, a lot more with the speaker. Whereas in example two, I think that there's something broken there. There is a coldness and a resentment there, even though there is a sort of surface respect and surface kindness.